Hello everyone, welcome to another LazyArquitecto live stream. So we are a little sick today. And we've been sick for the past 5-6 days, but still wanted to show up today to do these live streams because we already missed last Friday's live stream. So we're here showing up with a new video, a new way to save time in AutoCAD. So hope you are doing great. We're gonna jump to the comments, say hi to you. In a moment, our friend Munsi is on the chat. Let me see why the chat box is not showing up. Okay. So let's see. Okay. I think now you can see the chat. Okay. Okay, great. All right. I think you guys can now see the chat. Give me 1 second, because my dog wants to get in. 1 second. Okay. So, like I was saying, sorry for the energy today. It's not gonna be up high as usual because I was sick for the past 6 days. But anyway, so Munsi is on the chat, says good to connect with you. Hey Munsi, happy to connect with you also. For people who are new, my name is Irving and we are all about finding or streamline tasks in AutoCAD, right? The way we do it is bringing you a problem, a challenge in AutoCAD, and then we show or demonstrate a more efficient way or a solution. Okay, so that's kind of how we do it, and we do everything live. So that's the beauty, or that's what set us apart from other channels. And then Cirilo is on the chat. Hi Cirilo, says hi from Brazil. Whoa, that's awesome. That people from all over the world are connected. That's great. I am right now in the United States, in Pennsylvania, but I'm originally from Peru in South America, just next to Brazil. All right. Okay, guys, how are you doing today? We're gonna have an awesome presentation. Let me see. Let me start getting ready over here on my screen. Okay. How do we do this? Okay. How are you guys doing today? Is anyone also sick? Okay. So what I need is Let me see something over here. Cirillo says that's good. Hey Cirillo, you mean that's good that I'm from Peru? Monsi, where are you connecting from? So let me see if I can somehow prototype. Somehow I can fake a no, I didn't want to open it. Okay. All right. All right, guys. I think we are ready to start. Cirillo says, I know some people from Colombia, Peru, and Bolivia because of the AEISEC projects. Okay, that's good to know, my friend Cirillo. I think, are you new to LazyArquitecto, or you are? Because you know, people that are. I remember. Yeah, I think you're not new to the live streams. I don't think so. But okay, I think we're gonna start. Again, sorry for the low energy today. Monsi says, hey, I'm from India. Hey, Monsi. That's awesome that you are connected all the way from India. So India, Brazil, USA. It's crazy, right? How we can all interact in real time during our live streams. That's where I change our entire content to live. Before, we used to do recorded videos like everyone else. But somehow when we started doing live streams, we started to enjoy those live interactions. So that's why we are all live. Cirillo says, we talked a long time ago. Yeah, that's what I thought you were not new to the channel, but since you didn't connect regularly, that's why I kind of forgot. But yeah, try to connect more often. Cirillo, I mean, if you work using AutoCAD, I mean, why not? Do you work using AutoCAD, Cirillo? Because I do. I use AutoCAD the entire day at the architecture office where I work. So Cirillo says, and your content helped me on my graduation. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome, Cirillo. Even though we don't do more beginner contents, it's because we started like everyone else doing so many different things related to AutoCAD, right? Like how to learn AutoCAD as a beginner, AutoCAD tips and tricks, AutoCAD customization, AutoCAD macros, AutoCAD dynamic blocks. But then, when you do that, your audience is not gonna be specific. So then through the years I noticed that there were more folks interested on how to save time in AutoCAD, right? They are professionals that work using AutoCAD, and their time is important. And that's where I change gears, and now I only focus on that audience, on people that use AutoCAD and professionally, or are drafters, designers, architects, engineers. Currently I'm an architectural designer, working to be a licensed architect, but so now that's what we do. That's what we focus, not on beginners anymore, or how to learn AutoCAD, stuff like that. Let's see. Our friend Cirillo says, yes, now I work at the project planning of my city administration. Whoa, that's awesome. As architect. Wow, you're an architect now in Brazil? So what do you need to be an architect in Brazil, Cirillo? It's different for each country, I know that. But here in the US, for example, is you need to have a bachelor's in Arquitecto, right? Which I already have. It's actually right there. Wait, it's not there. Yeah, it's right there. Wait. It's right here. It's right here. And then you also need to have 3 years of experience working in an architecture firm, which I already have also. And then finally you need to pass 6 architecture exams for the state where you are in the US. And I already passed 3, so three more to go, and then you can apply to be a licensed architect. Is in Brazil kind of the same, Cirillo? Cirillo says, I prefer to use Revit, but I use AutoCAD and I have a lot to learn in AutoCAD yet. Yeah, I mean, the users the preference in the US is also divided. Many firms use Revit, but there are other firms like my firm, I mean not mine, but the firm where I work, that they only use AutoCAD. And they've been doing that for so many years that it works for them. So there are many firms also that only use AutoCAD, and they're good, especially because these firms focus on maybe projects that are remodels or tenant fit outs or building conversions. So they don't focus on like out of the ground or brand new buildings. So that's why they use AutoCAD and they're fine. But I know other big firms, they use Revit only because they work on bigger projects or on out of the ground buildings where Revit makes sense. But anyway, let's see. Cirilo says, I did a bachelor's of 5 years on architecture and urbanism here in a university. Okay, so Cirilo, so you only need a bachelor's to be a licensed architect in Brazil? Okay. So let me start the presentation. We can keep chatting after the presentation. Okay. Let me check. All right, guys, let's start. Let's state the problem. So last week, working in the architecture firm that I am, there was a new client, and this new client used only Revit. The problem was that the architecture firm where I work, we only use AutoCAD. So they sent us prototypes in Revit, Revit file. And we had a problem. How could we access these floor plans to generate our proposed floor plans? So I found a solution, and let me show you today how I did it. So the way I did it is I went online and checked for or searched for a Revit free trial. Most of the Autodesk programs have a 30 days free trial, and I knew that. So if you do that, what you're gonna find is this Autodesk site. Of course, that's the one that you need to check. It's right here. So once I found the product that I needed, in this case Revit, I proceeded to download it. Oops. You can see here it's very expensive, but that's not what we want. We want the free trial. So here we go, this one. And that's the one that I use, Revit, or try Revit free trial for 30 days. So once I click download free trial, again, make sure that it was from the Autodesk website. It's very important. I started to input my information, my email address, and so on. And then I was able to download it. So the file that I got to download was What is it? Oh, here we go. Autodesk Revit. And then I proceeded to install it and so on. So once I installed this and got it for 30 days, I opened the prototype for this new client. So I was able to open it up. And it looks like this. So of course, once you are inside Revit, if we don't know anything about Revit, which I will assume, so you'll probably get overwhelmed for some of these different options. But all the important thing that you need to know here is, again, we're trying to utilize these plans, these drawings in AutoCAD, because our office or the firm, they're not set up for Revit, and they're not going to be set up in one day or two. So that takes a lot of planning. Computers have to upgrade, the space have to upgrade, the speed, so many different things I need to consider before even try to install Revit. But this was a quick solution, getting the free trial. And once the prototype was open for the new client, all I needed to do was find the drawings that I needed. So this portion on the left side is how I navigated through the drawings. So if we double click on it, we could expand those different drawings. For instance, floor plans. You can see it will jump to those different plans. But the drawing that I was interested in was this L1 floor plan. So what I did then is I went back to the File tab on my left top corner, and then I clicked on the export option. So here we had many different options to export this Revit file, but the option that I needed was the CAD format. Now, within the CAD format, there were also multiple options. So the main two options that we needed for AutoCAD was either DWG or DXF. Now, the main difference between these two was that DWG will handle more features or functionalities that AutoCAD has. For example, blocks and all of that good stuff. So that's what I started or used the DWG option. So once I clicked that, I didn't have to change or update anything here. All I did was click next. After that, I have this window dialog box, and I could one second. Okay. So Sorry about that. So after that, all I had to do was select the DWG version. In this case, 2018 was okay, since we had the latest versions, AutoCAD 2025 at the architectural office, so that wouldn't be a problem. Automatic was fine for the naming, and then I proceeded to click OK. So then I clicked scan create. What? It's already in use. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Let me see. Okay, I'll try it one more time. Oh, it's I believe it's because I already did this. So let me see how I can do it again so you can see it. 1 second, let's see. Maybe if I save it in a different folder. Let's see. Yeah, I already saved it there. Okay, let's try here. Yes. So once I clicked OK, Revit, I let Revit do its thing, and now all of the files that were in Revit are now exported as a AutoCAD file. So now when I open it, I could utilize the prototype drawings for this new client in AutoCAD. And the beauty is that since both were products from Autodesk, Revit and AutoCAD, the blocks or dynamic blocks, they were they came as blocks, and that way everything is organized and neat. They were not just exploded line work or something. Even the hatches came as hatches, so that was also great. But here you have it. That's how we were able to utilize these prototype plans and gain a new client. That before we used to think that because we don't use Revit, we might not get this type of clients, but that wasn't true. So what do you think? Let me know on the chat. What do you think about this quick solution to utilize Revit files in AutoCAD? So let me jump to the chat. See what do you think. Oh, okay. All right. So if there are no questions, let me see. Let me see that everything is still working. Yep, everything looks like it's working. Yep, everything looks okay. So we're gonna stop right here then and start preparing for our next session, which is gonna be on Friday, of course, usually at 10 a.m. But sometimes, life has difficulties. Maybe your children have like an early dismissal from the school, and I can't do it at 10 a.m. So that's why we're doing it today also at 12. So, but definitely on Friday. Yeah. So if you ever feel stressed out when you work in AutoCAD, you're doing something wrong, my friend. There is an easier solution or an easier process for your task. Yeah. And so if you want to work smarter and not harder, join our LazyArquitectos. You can do that by going to lazyarquitecto.com/members, and you'll find me there. And you'll find also all of the resources. I think we have more than 30 dynamic blocks, 40 macro commands, templates, all kind of stuff that is gonna save you time when you work in AutoCAD. All right. So yeah, I invite you to join there, and I'll see you here on next Friday. All right. Bye bye.